So today we're going to film a makeup tutorial. Sorry, I was just running upstairs because I forgot all my stuff. I moisturized, cleansed, moisturized, had a shower. You can see hair's wet. Moisturized, cleansed, moisturized, and applied a form of a primer. I'm using the ordinary azelaic acid as a primer because it's full of silicones, and I just like having a little bit of that on my face, especially in this area here. And then I put my contacts in, and now we're starting with the foundation. Let's grab my handy mirror. I need also a mirror stand because it's too short for me. And we're going to start applying the foundation, which I'm using the MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation in NC15, the lightest shade to make. And we're applying a dropper full on my palette. Well, that's not a dropper full. So, and I have a flat foundation brush that I use to apply any foundation on my face. I'm going to put this in front here so you can see. And I'm starting to paint my face, literally. Paint all the area I want covered. I did this before with fingers, but it was so messy and I was wasting so much product. So I got myself this brush from MAC. It's the 191, I believe. So once that's all on, I'm using my dampened beauty blender, which I cleaned for you today, to spread this all around. And I like the beauty blender more than a brush because I believe it's more gentle on my face. A brush would work in the product better and probably would give me better coverage, but I don't know. I like the application with a beauty blender better because to me it just looks more natural. I look a little bit more presentable. There's still redness around the area, which we're going to address right now with a little bit of concealer. So here's my handy dandy brush case, which I really like. It's from MAC. It's a brush case. It's great for traveling. What I do is whenever I have a brush here that I use, I put it in the other one. So by the end of my makeup application, I have moved all the brushes from one side to the other. So I know I did all my steps. So I'm old. I have to think about things. Now, because I like my iPhone makeups to stay in place, I apply a little bit of the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour extended eye base over top of the foundation and the concealer on my eyes, just because I know it's gonna crease because I'm oily on my eyelids. I'm not oily anywhere else, but so it's kind of pad because you don't want the concealer to move around too much. For powder, I use my MAC 237. I really like this thing. And I use the RCA Main No Color powder, but I potted it into an empty MAC container. And I just swirl the powder lightly around my face. Alright, the next step is bronzer. And then I depotted my Hoola bronze and I put it in a Makeup Forever container because it's just a bit better. So I bronzed my forehead and down to my temples. Mostly on the side of the forehead. And then I also go a little bit under here to create kind of a illusion of a more marked chin. Next, I'm not highlighting. This is actually my contour brush. I tried a lot of contour brushes and I just did not like them, and this one's perfect. My contour powder is the S116 from Makeup Forever. I go in slightly and I just go right under my cheekbone. Oh no, a little bit over top of my cheekbone to set it up higher. And the other thing, on the other side, same thing. Okay. Contour. For blush, I'm using the B204 from Makeup Forever. Okay, Morphe 530 for blush. And just swirl it around. In this area here. Okay, and then for highlighter, I have a cheap Chinese knockoff of the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting brush, but I got it from eBay for $5. Not for eBay, AliExpress for $5. Works really well. And I used the S106, no, H106 from Makeup Forever. And I place it right on top of my cheekbone. And then I also put a little bit on top of my nose. And right here. I don't know why, but everybody does it. So I'll do it. I zoomed you guys a little bit in for my eyes. I hope that's not too scary. First I'm going to use the Maybelline Brow Precise Pencil. And then I just do a little bit of my brows. I don't like my brows to be too crazy. So mostly here on the back and the arch and the end of the brow. Light feathery strokes. And then underneath here where it's a little sparse. A little bit up to here where it's a little bit sparse too. The arch. Good. And then I brush it through to distribute the product more and to give it a bit of shape because it is a fairly waxy product, so it helps to stay the brow in place. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. I started the tail. And here my brow is like stupid down here, and it's also fairly sparse over here. So I fill a little bit in the arch up top. And one of my brows is always pissing me off. It's usually this one here. I got used to it. It just looks stupid, whatever. Okay, then I'll take a face powder. In this case, it's the discontinued Studio Care Plan Pressed, unfortunately. And I set with a big fluffy Morphe M53. I set my eyes one more time just to make sure that the products will glide on nicely. Then we're starting with the Morphe M504 and my, what I believe may be MAC Brulee, creme brulee, and I put a little bit up here. Not that it matters. Okay, so if you don't see what I'm doing because I zoomed you in too much, it's the first time I'm doing this. With the same brush, I go into Omega, MAC Omega, and now I'm going above my crease. Above my crease. Not on my lid, but above my crease, back and forth. Doing the same thing on the other side. I usually do both eyes at the same time, so I know which steps I've done. Then I look at it, and I need a bit more color on the other side. Okay. Then with the MAC 533, I go into this color that I don't know the name. I'll write it down below. And I go again above my crease, but I'm trying to not go as far up as before to deepen up that color in the crease. It's just building up intensity because I have hooded eyes, and if I don't put a little bit of color on top of my crease, like over top of my crease, it looks like I don't have any eyelids at all. Okay. Now, with the MAC 230, oh my god, this is one off. It's a flat shader brush. Any flat shader brush will do. I go back into the MAC creme brulee, and I put a nice layer of color just on this part of the eyelid. Okay? And do the same thing on the other side. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's called a cut crease, but it's a very gentle cut crease. And you'll notice I'm not using any glitter and shimmer because that makes my eyes look even more wrinkly. And then with my MAC 217, I go into this deepest, darkest shade. Down brown, ground brown, something like that. And now I'm going just on the outer corner. And I swirl it around. Just on the outer corner. Swirl it around and bring it a little bit in the crease. Again, swirl it around, bring it a little bit in the crease. And then I go a little bit out on this side here. Gently, gently. Just like that. Same here. You deposit most of the color here on the outer side. Swirl it around. Gently, gently. And you bring a little bit in the crease. In the crease. So that, because it's a flat brush, so that it will fit and right in there. And then you take it out a little bit to elongate your eye shape. And then you compare the two. And it look pretty good to me. Okay. Then with the tiny little MAC 224 to the 1, I go in this shade here, this espresso, whatever it is, and I connect the outer with the under, and I don't go further than the middle of my eye here. Same other side. I don't like harsh lines under my eyes. I think that ages me. So, oh yeah, we should also do a little bit more blending. So I have MAC 224 without any product, and I'm just gonna blend this all together a little bit more. I do the same on the other side. So the next step is a little bit of highlight. So this is Dazzle Light from MAC. I'm using this one here, and I go in the inner corner just like that. Dazzle Light is just intense enough to give you this inner corner, and then Dazzle Light and Prolate together for the highlight above my eye. Yeah, the tiniest little bit, just to give you a little bit of a shine up there. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was the MAC pencil brush. I don't remember. And then with the MAC 212 is a flat eyeliner brush. I go into this black. And I put the color right inside my eyelashes. I just put it in here. And I do the same on the other side because I don't like harsh lines. I just don't like it. It's kind of tricky. Just push it in there, but it will work. And then with eyeliner, and I do usually MAC Rich Experience. Now this is icky. I tried to paint some on the inside of my lashes, but it doesn't really paint that well because it's wet in there. So I try to stay on the base of my lashes just to darken them enough. And then I take a little bit, because I always get watery eye, I take a little bit on the outside here. Just like that. Because when my eyes water, this stuff doesn't go anywhere. I'll show you later, it will still be there. So, and then what I do is I'm going to zoom you back out here. What I do is I brush the excess off just to make sure, okay? And then I go in with my setting spray. I'm going to go a little bit back here because this is like, I don't want that to get anywhere on the camera. And then I let that set. And then with my eyelash curler, okay, see this stuff here? It's not going anywhere. Like literally, it's the bomb. Like seriously, it's not going anywhere. I'm curling my lashes. I stopped curling my lashes, but when you're old and you have very few lashes, you don't want them to be like super straight. And I'm using the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal in Black is Brown, just because they didn't have black. And it is literally as black can be. It's just not super intense, but for daytime It works well. Call the other side. Phantom of the Opera. Dario Argento. I don't know. It's a random thought. Some people may know. Well, and then my camera crapped out on me. And it didn't record the rest of it. But basically I was putting lip liner on. My lip liner of choice is MAC Whirl, which is basically my lips but better. It's the same color. It's pretty much the same color as my natural lips. And then I put some of my favorite lip gloss on, which is the MAC Vampify in Anything But the Mirror, which I really, really like. And it's discontinued, of course, because all the colors that I like are discontinued. But then I had breakfast and it came off, so I put it back on. So yeah, that's the finished product. In this light, it looks like I put like clown cheeks on. But believe me, in natural daylight, it does not look as garish. And the experience showed me if I put too little on, it doesn't even show up. I know my face is not looking as fresh and beautiful as some of the other YouTubers that are 22, 23, 25 years old. Like I said, I'm 49. I have wrinkles. I have hooded eyes. My eyelids are not as firm as other people's, so it will never be looking as good as some of the kids do. I don't do it for anybody but myself. And just in case you're wondering how, I showed you. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me, for watching this, and I hope I helped somebody. Maybe somebody looks this up and sees, oh, well, she's wrinkly and old. I can do it too. It's not that hard. If you have the right brushes and the right products, it shouldn't be a problem. So thanks for watching this. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Oh yeah, and the thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever. Goodbye.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.